Yes. Welcome to all of my friends. It's Couch Pilots, the podcast that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but some people call me the Black Barrel Chest, and across from me is my keg of cheer. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
Hello! That's my keg of cheer.
You earned that title. You earned it. And you earn it every day.
I appreciate that, but I'm going to have to break it down and kind of take the cheer away, because there's something I want to talk to you about.
You know, I hate bad news, and I don't know why you wait till we hit record to give me bad news.
We spent a lot of time together prior to.
Okay.
And Post Malone.
Okay, yeah. Hit me with it. Hit me with the bad news.
Fire away. We're eventually going to die, Jason, me and you.
What?
We're eventually going to pass, and it's not going to be at the same time unless we are in a plane crash, okay, together.
Or some sort of
and we're never
suicide pact.
You know what?
I'm open to it.
I've got 4 or 5 of them written up if you want to skim them
There
over.
can only be one
What?
that you actually execute.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm letting you choose.
Oh, so you wrote...
6 million ways to die. Choose one.
Okay.
We are going to pass away.
I guess.
This
I don't
podcast needs to live forever. Right?
In infamy.
Right. We can't stop doing it, and we won't stop. But I figured out it's very, very highly unlikely that we're going to die together unless it's a plane crash or a suicide pact. Okay?
Okay.
That's really the only 2 ways.
I'm very curious where you're going with this now.
Okay. So I feel as though we'd have to have a backup plan. Okay?
For murder?
Murder was the case that they gave me. No. If one of us dies, we have to keep the show going. We have to have a backup plan. Okay?
Okay.
So I have invited who I think should be on deck, ready to go when the time comes that one of us is going to have to be buried because
Jeff Simpson? Oh my God, bring him out.
I haven't heard from him, but he'll be on the next one down. But
So after the next guy dies, we'll bring him in?
or the other one of us dies.
How long is this show going to go on?
About 3 more months.
Yeah.
There are very few that know this plane inside and out, like our guest for this evening.
And you're saying Jeff Simpson is not the guest in question?
No, he can be, he wants to be, but he loves his life and
hold on a second.
He doesn't want to.
Are you bringing DSJ up to step up to
Nope,
the plate?
Not happening, buddy, because he still hasn't talked to me. Our next guest has been on this flight. You know, he knows where the bathroom is. He knows where the guns are.
That's pretty much all you need to know to do what we do. It doesn't take a lot.
He knows to roll the window up.
You want that pressure high and tight. It's a he, though. You've given it away. That's a he.
Oh yeah, it can't be a woman.
We've had probably 4 or 5 girl guests over the years.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. They see all these levers and buttons and
who's it's and what's it's.
They're gonna moose the wrong button.
Okay. You're keeping me in suspense.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Matt back to the show.
Oh,
Hello. It's good to be back
Open
aboard.
the door.
It's good to be back aboard. Oh, wait, hold on. Hello. It's great to be here.
You know what? I believe you when you say that.
It really is. Bathrooms and guns.
If I don't look at your facial expression, I will believe it. But then when I look at you and go, it's great to be here. Like, to maintain my friendship with Jason and Blake, I've got to come on this every 3 months.
I really had to gut it out.
what was the last one you were on?
Oh, jeez.
It was pretty recently.
Game show. Yeah, this is easily
Twisters.
Right.
Twisters. That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we going to do a whole season of game shows sometime?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
Well, you guys did a stretch of them for a while, didn't you?
We've done we did Twisters. We did the diner one, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We did about 5 or 6 of them.
Have we really?
Yeah, I think so.
I remember I bagged on that one.
I don't.
Yeah, remember. You did, and I let you come back.
I don't.
He let me back in.
Blake, I think we've talked about this before, but which one of us is going to die first?
Oh, it's going to be me.
Yeah. And I do have to marry Molly or not?
You can if you want. I mean,
would she say yes?
Oh, it's on a heartbeat.
Okay. Even though I'm a younger man, because a lot of times women just default to I want someone my age, at least my age or older.
No, I think she would marry you.
Okay.
I think she would say yes.
So would I move in here?
I mean,
I'd have to.
it's not that bad. You make it sound, except for poop on the sea, it's a good place to be.
Me and Kevin Clark, could we officiate the wedding?
Oh.
Could we make that a thing?
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
But I have to live in Pekin, though. That really does hurt his feelings when I do that. Sorry.
My property taxes are not as much as yours. I have a very good sized house for the price I paid.
I know the house is great. If I marry Molly, can I live at a different residence?
You know what? The marriage would probably last longer, I would think.
Yeah. So essentially, Matt, you would be replacing Blake because he thinks he's going to die, and I agree. I mean, obviously, that he will die first.
That's a lot to live up to.
It is a lot to live up to. He brings an element to the show.
I pushed the wrong button. Aw.
What were we trying to do?
I mean, he's jamming on those buttons.
Yeah. There's a lot of buttons to be pressed, and we press them week after week right here on the FCF network.
And I think that Molly would be really happy with you because you're a great lime moosher.
Yeah, I'm clean. I'm a good lover, right?
Well,
Like Phil Collins said once and only once, I'm an easy lover.
you have the greatest teeth in the world.
Last episode, mid episode, prompting. There's no prompt to this. He says, "Are you whitening your teeth?" Pulled my card right on the show, and he's doing it right now.
If I did get to officiate, I would make a homily out of your show notes. I would somehow dig them all up.
I actually have them chronologically in folders. So
I'd bring the whole
Now, a homily
congregation to tears.
is like a canned grit or something, right?
no, it's when two people sing on the same key. I think.
Boom boom ba ba boom boom ba ba.
See, that's a homily.
Okay, very good.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
You're gonna sing all my show notes.
What did you think it was?
I don't mind that. I like that direction.
I thought he was gonna mend my relationship with my grandmother. That's what that meant.
No. I think the show should take a turn for the musical in its next incarnation.
Everyone will reconcile when I'm done with my homily.
Matt, we're glad to have you here.
Good to be here.
You're always a good guest.
I actually, this is a good opportunity.
I don't even think we should call him a guest. We should call him a co-captain.
Oh my gosh,
That's
a lot.
How about a pilot in training?
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
A PIT.
Yeah, we'll give you the link to.
You're a pit boy.
I'll be the pit boy.
We'll give you the link to the Phoenix Online classes, and you can start taking those classes.
You guys got some courses out there.
No, we don't.
We don't teach them.
No, we took the courses.
You took. Oh, I see.
You can, just like Lincoln, you can walk where we've walked.
Did you guys have to put any hours in before you guys got up in the air, or was that just
Sure.
Hours in what? Like at the bar?
Yeah.
In the simulator.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Man.
In the bar simulator.
The reason why this plane is so cold is because that simulator, it was so hot, so humid, it just smelled like stinky feet. And I vowed that our plane.
He made a vow. I remember this. Yeah,
I made a vow. Actually, at graduation, I stood up. I said, "When me."
Because you were the valedictorian. You gave the speech.
Well, I don't like to
It was
brag. It's kind of embarrassing.
It was broken up into 3 sections. There was the valedictorian for getting it up,
There was a valedictorian for doing everything in the middle.
and then there was a valedictorian for getting it back down.
Right. So that's me in the middle. And ironically, people should know that joke. It's not correct at all because I don't do anything up, middle, or down.
But you did give that speech for that portion of the graduation.
Sure, because that's
where you made the vow.
The professor of the gadgets wanted me to do that. The gadget professor.
Yeah, Professor Gadget wanted you to do that, and he said that.
Dun, 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 Professor Gadget.
And you took your entire you could have had a speech to help motivate those sitting in the audience, future graduates, but instead you took the time to make a vow about the temperature of the cockpit going
Right.
forward.
I want people to be crisp but comfortable, and I think I pull it off here.
Did DSJ go through the same program to get?
No.
Come on.
Because his seems like a really critical operation to.
Matt, look at this. All this board in front of us. See all these bells and whistles and levers. And do you think DSJ possibly could even master 2 of these buttons?
Hard to say.
He did write a best-selling book. I don't know. He was on the New York Times bestseller list for, I think this is the 5th month consecutively.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
that appearance he had on, first of all, praise be. Second of all, his appearance on Good Morning America, I think, really pushed him over the top.
We didn't talk about that. We'll have to talk about that.
Did we not talk about that?
Be on Good Morning America? No.
I want to say
my praise B came from the Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if any I love that show.
Matt and I watch every episode together. We know exactly what you're talking
we did last night.
Season 2 just ended.
We watched every episode together last
night. Both seasons.
Yeah.
Are you gonna wait? Can you believe you have to wait till April next year for this?
I know. I can't wait.
We don't have to, but others do.
Molly goes, I hate cliffhangers. She was so mad. I go, then why don't we just get the ebook? Just listen to it.
That's based off a book?
Yeah.
Okay, so Matt.
So you don't care? Okay.
What?
I thought we were going to do an episode of Handmaid's Tale, but all right, go ahead. Just,
what?
You just skipped over, just like, okay, whatever. This show is built his back burps. Matt, what have you been up to?
Well, I want to talk just for a moment. I know I didn't bring it up with you guys beforehand, but why I'm here. So quick again. And
it wasn't to like you be presented to me as a replacement? There's another
No,
reason?
I just found out about that.
Oh boy. Okay, well, so what's the reason?
Well, no,
do you know what the reason is, Blake?
No, I don't.
I'm concerned.
I thought it was because he was going to go through the ceremony of becoming the pit boss.
Now I got to make time for that.
Pilot and training boy, pit boy.
Pit boys.
He remember the last time Kevin Clark said, "I'm going to be on the show," and he made an announcement that him and Steph are pregnant.
What's the chances that would happen? That two people would come onto the show to announce that?
Let's find out.
Okay, you came on the show to.
Oh, and I have two things now. Brace yourself.
Okay, give us the light one first.
Okay, the light one is that we are also expecting
on
October 12th.
What?
This by no means
is that a Monday?
It's God help me if I know what day it is.
Wow,
it's right around CouchCon.
Because it's the 15th.
So
are you going to be able to go?
What I was going to ask is if you guys had thought about birthing suites at the convention.
Love this guy. I'm going to write it down right now. Burfing. How you spell that?
Burfing. B-I-R-F.
B-I-R-F.
2 F's.
U-N-G.
Burfing.
Burfing rooms. All right. I'll look.
It depends who says it.
I will call Madison Square Garden and see what because we haven't picked a hotel yet. We still haven't picked a hotel.
Right.
So let me call Madison Square Garden.
You guys have a medical staff, though. I mean, so all we need is a medical staff and some kind of
we haven't thought about
burfing.
DSJ and I are both first aid certified.
Oh, well, you know what? I can use I found out today, I watched the video, I can use a AED.
Sure.
I can use that, so I can do that part.
A lot of them talk to you now in a robot voice and tell you
super
exactly
easy, yeah.
I was going to say that, Matt being a participant of CouchCon last year.
Congratulations, by the way. He kind of just
so
went over it.
No,
it's
it's
super
good.
cool.
That is congratulations.
Baby girl. Yep.
So I thought, it'd be fun to have Matt
buy
kind
a
of say...
Lakers jersey.
It'd be fun if
Don't
Matt,
you do it.
I'm going to buy a little Lakers chili outfit.
little Lakers onesie.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to have Matt say, what is he looking forward to?
I've never seen him mad before. It's cool.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
Jay, you were saying.
But to have Matt say what is he interested in seeing from this year's CouchCon? But I think he's kind of just dropped it on us that one of the events will be a Lamaze course. I think that will work in tandem with Anne's striptease seminar that she'll be doing.
I feel like those could segue one right into the,
Sure.
or maybe even be combined on some level.
One begats the other.
Sure.
For sure.
Begats.
Okay, so that's
where do you get begats from? Where grocery store?
It's they're only available at your grocery store.
Oh, okay.
2 G's.
Mm-hmm.
Begats.
One at the beginning, one at the end. What did you have another announcement?
I did. Well, I was troubled to hear that you guys haven't seen DSJ in the last.
Well, he has.
I see
because
him.
I saw him also.
What?
Well, you guys remember I want to say 3 or 4 episodes ago that I was on. I got some mail.
You've been here between 8 and 16
times. 8
times.
and 16 times. So one of the times I was invited on the show, but it was through some correspondence from the show.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
But it wasn't stamped. And if you remember, I had looked, I'm looking there at the mail, and I look out in the yard, and I see someone really heavy breathing, and the two they end up being related. It's DSJ. He had run it over from. He didn't stamp it. He ran the right, and that's how I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
This time,
he's a cross country coach for a local high school too. I don't know if you knew that. So
Tim McGraw. His name is Tim McGraw. Mm-hmm. Mr. McGraw.
Okay. All right.
Ed McGraw.
It must have been early in the season, still getting his legs underneath him. Is that
right?
Yeah.
He hadn't worked on the cardio.
Well, this time
he had worked on everything else cross country related, but not the cardio.
the using the cream.
Yeah. He got the cream.
The body buttercream.
Yeah. He used all the cream very well.
Oh yeah, no, he looked really greased up.
He was really creamed.
He's really creamed, laying in the front yard.
He was laying down?
Well, he was catching his breath. At first, I thought I needed to call. Speaking of medical side, I thought I needed to call an ambulance, but then I realized he was just kind of gathering himself.
Sure.
No, but he was face down in the front yard.
Gathering himself.
He is hands down physically the strongest person I've ever
Literally hands down because he was on the ground.
Yeah,
he's strong. I'm surprised he didn't just like move all the soil from that area of your yard.
Do you think it was that he felt like he didn't have to put a stamp on it, or that he could just make the run himself, or maybe he was nearby?
He knew.
No.
The concept of mail, even to me, is tricky.
Yeah.
Even to me,
for most people nowadays, most of the millennials and stuff, they don't even understand.
Well,
my daughter was just mailing a letter to my nieces today saying, how do I even set up the letter? Where do I write the address and the return? I was like, don't they teach you that in English class, like way early? And she's like, I don't know. So, the next generation coming up doesn't know. I'm not sure once I drop the mail off, how does it get to where it's going? Yeah. How are we expecting DSJ to understand the mail process?
Right.
Yeah, he felt the burden of responsibility to run it to my house.
Well, hey, you know what? That's because you're a top-notch guy.
Well, that's generous. So this time we've moved in the last year.
Okay.
And DSJ instead, so we're getting mail forwarded, and this is where I think
it's
it
still
really,
going on.
Well, right, but this is where I think where it got him. Is because we still have a few pieces of mail that are getting forwarded, and they must have told him, whoever they are, that he can't deliver it. So, he showed up to the old house, and then he got forwarded. If you can think of that, he got forwarded, and he delivered it to my home via telegram. But I wasn't home. It was Heather was home.
Okay.
Cardio or no cardio, the man runs like the wind.
He does,
like a knife through hot butter.
Very smooth.
Yeah. And she calls me before she answers the door. She's very.
Yeah, that little camera thing on the outside.
That's right, the ring door. Right, she's really concerned. And she said he was like humming or trying to like, I don't know, kind of get in tune, if you will. And then she opens the door after I tell her who I think it is, and he sings the telegram.
Oh,
yeah, to Heather.
What was the telegram?
Something. It all makes sense now.
Can you sing it for us?
You're now on the pit crew. Like that's what it was, but. So I had no idea what that meant.
KFC. Yeah. I mean, if that's not DSJ, what is?
It was all in the key of C. It was all in the key of C.
And I will say too that anytime I answer the door, I will also call Matt and just to see.
Right.
I was like, is this safe? I don't who.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
So. Well, she was obviously. She tipped him, I think, as anyone would for the telegram.
That's proper etiquette.
I thought so.
Yeah.
But then she said he went out into the yard and he laid down.
Yeah, he likes to take a rest,
Yeah, sure. He's like, I don't have to be at work till Monday.
She's really heavy breathing, and I said, that's part of the thing. Sure. Just let him go.
Just let him finish.
Let him finish. Yeah. Let him go.
But now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of brought it all to. But you guys really should get his heart and lungs checked out. I don't think he's doing that great.
Really?
I disagree. Just the fact that I disagree, I will not check out his heart and lungs. I agree that they're probably not in great shape.
Our health plan here is not very
It's in
good.
shambles.
Does it cover cardio?
No. It only covers feet issues. Mm-hmm. Like corns and bunions and stuff, and like athlete's foot. Mm-hmm. That's about all. Yeah, ingrown. Yeah.
He said because he came in and he had a note from his mom when he first hired him. He's like, "What is your medical?" And I said, I just offhanded comments like, honestly, you should probably join like a cross country team. And he did exactly that.
Yeah.
And started coaching in high school.
He thinks you're his doctor, actually.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I think he thinks you're his doctor.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I have a lot more advice for him if that's the case. Exciting. CouchCon coming up. We have a new event in place.
Yeah. A Lamaze course.
Lamaze with Matthew. Right?
That's right.
So
we might just call it LaMatthew. We'll see.
LaMatthew. The birthing suite's important. I'll have to...
The birthing suites. I got it written down. My concern is the due date is October 12th. Mm-hmm. We're doing this the 15th, October 15th. So those are travel days after. I mean, if she doesn't have it, are you still going to travel?
Oh, you mean if she's still expecting by the time it rolls around?
Everyone's invited.
Yeah. No, I think we'll get there via rickshaw.
All right. So... Do we need like a bassinet?
No, we just need a doctor's note.
All right,
we can do that. I'm a doctor. I can get that for you.
I'm a doctor. Speaking of doctors, let's do some fan feedback.
Oh yeah, let's hear it, baby. You teased it last week by saying we had a phone call. You still haven't revealed to me who it is.
I haven't even listened to it yet.
Oh, you haven't even listened to it? This Oh, okay. Oh, I will say before you play it, in the future, will you please listen to all of them in case something comes up that we have to edit out?
Ooh. Yeah, I guess.
All right.
We're playing with fire here.
Sorry.
We really are tempting fate.
Sorry.
Hey, apologize one more time.
Sorry.
Thanks.
And sound speed.
Hey guys, it's Adam Z from that podcast Low Blow that happens once every 6 months now.
Oh, yeah, delete this.
I just got done listening to your most recent episode of Couch Pilot, the one about the Boba Fett toy. I haven't watched it yet, and I'm not Kevin, so I probably won't. But I do want to give you some information about something mentioned. So, back in the early 2000s, basically up until when Disney bought Lucasfilms, George Lucas allowed fans and creators to make references to Star Wars or make Star Wars fan films and or fan fiction. And that was all part of canon. So up until Disney, it was perfectly okay and legal to make a Boba Fett reference inside of a cartoon, which is why you get the Star Wars series from Family Guy and Robot Chicken without having them get sued by Disney, because Disney didn't own it. Now that Disney owns it, they kind of clamped up on all that stuff, which kind of sucks, but hey, that's life. Anyway, keep up the good work, and yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
I've got some thoughts on that.
Fuck, do I turn this thing off now? Shit. Oh wait, I'm still recording. Fuck.
Sorry about that, man.
Adam Z, longtime friend of the show, former network pals from the Low Blow podcast with Dave Rowan and sometimes Chrissy Naomi Garcia Ponderosa. That's good information, and if I had one person that I would say is an authority on Star Wars, I would go to Adam Z every time. But I will say this: can we all agree on the definition of canon right now?
I don't know what it means. To me, it's a company that makes cameras.
First of all, correct.
Thank you,
Matthew. You're shaking your head. What when someone says canon as it relates to some sort of franchise? What do you believe?
Yeah, well, canon would. I think it means at the same time a collection, but also the what's the right word for it?
Bologna salad.
Keep going.
Chris Christopherson.
Oh.
No, it's recognized as the authority. Like a canon would be a collection that's recognized by a certain governing body or an authority of some kind.
Okay, so give us an example. Couch Pilots. What would be the canon of Couch Pilots? Does that make sense? Is that?
I don't think that's used correctly.
Okay.
This is what I say. Like, when you open up the history book of everything that is part of the Star Wars lore, you're looking at all the films. And then at one time, it was books that people had written. They're saying, oh, this is an offshoot of the story about some characters you may have heard of. And this is, when they say it's canon, it means, oh, this is accepted as history in that franchise.
Some kind of governance has accepted it.
I don't think what he said is right. What Adam Z is. I think they have the license to have freewheeling parodies and fan versions of it. But just because a fan has the right to make a film about Star Wars, if they took it off in some other direction with characters, it doesn't mean it's accepted as the history for that franchise.
Within the franchise.
But that is very cool.
But canon's a new hipster word, and so a lot of people are throwing around. So.
But I believe what he says, that he allowed them to do that, and that is very cool and something I wasn't aware of. But I'd be very surprised to find out if some fans made a film and whatever they put in that film was accepted as history during the Lucas reign of the Star Wars, which is over, by the way. The Disney said once we bought it, all that other shit that wasn't in the movies, that's all not canon. All the fan films, all the books, all the whatever, we're throwing that all away and we're continuing with the film.
That's an interesting fact. I got some more fan feedback from Lori Garcia on Instagram.
Hit us.
She said, Couch Pilots, how do the blind fly a plane? And it has the pilot's lounge sign, and there's Braille underneath it. But I took a screenshot of it when I had pressed the Couch Pilots part of it, so you can't see the Braille. But
I have a story actually about that sign. And Blake, you can attest to this. After the airplane crash that killed DSJ's wife, and that had Harrison
R.I.P.
Ford, R.I.P. definitely.
Not Harrison Ford, he's still alive.
and DSJ's mom. That we didn't mention that she lost her ability to see.
Right.
And so once she kind of healed up and was physically okay, minus her sight, DSJ really pushed us to put up a lot of signs around the airport, which included Braille for his mom.
Right.
Has his mom ever been here?
No. We won't allow it.
But he pushed for that, and as a loyal and faithful servant to us, we decided.
Yeah, we just took the signs, turned around backwards, and just like poked some holes in it because he doesn't know the difference either.
He really doesn't know the difference.
Dee Dee says, "How can you sit there in shorts? I have had to channel my inner Kenny. It's 5 degrees here." And she's at work in the middle of the night in Australia right now, and it's 5 degrees.
Wow. You're doing the Lord's work, cleaning up those parking lots. You know what? If you don't do it, Dee Dee, no one else is going to do it. Stay warm, stay safe.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's nuts. Your boss is mean. We still need his phone number to call him." And then Lord Garcia says, "I have a shirt that says..." Well, maybe I'll just say that later.
Say it right now.
Matt, take off your headphones.
Okay.
Lord Garcia says, "I have a shirt that says, I fuck the girls in Hanson." Finally, and this ties in with...
It's Children of the Corn.
This ties in with... You're going to segue right out of this real smooth.
Okay.
All right?
Boy, a lot of pressure now.
We got a Twitter... on Twitter, Travis Heimel on Twitter. Mm-hmm. All right? He says, "Hey, guys, I love the new season. If you're still looking for cartoon pilots to watch, check out The Amazing Screw-On Head. This episode is yet again a fan-requested episode."
We've done a handful of them.
Yeah.
And yes, Travis, thank you so much. If you don't know Travis, I would check him out.
Then you don't know Jack.
Check him out on Twitter. He is a comic book artist. He does some really cool stuff. He's got his pictures all over his Twitter page, and very cool artwork.
Yeah.
This guy's no slouch. He knows what he's doing. So I believe him when he says, "Hey, it's time for a season of only cartoons." Why he would be the only guy.
This is his ballywick.
Of course it is. So he says, check out The Amazing Screw-On Head. That's what we're talking about today. And I want to give a quick thank you to Travis, not only for recommending that, but also I want to say, hey, Travis, draw some artwork for Couch Pilots. You want a few shekels for it? You name the price, and we'll pay it. We're excited for it.
You name the price, we'll pay half.
You name the price, and we'll give you exactly 50% of that. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so my idea, do you want to brainstorm right now real quick?
Yeah, let's brainstorm on the show. Do it.
I mean, we got Matt's here. It's a special guest. It's a special. If we go a little long, we go a little long.
He's our pit boy.
Pit boys.
I thought if we have got some Patreon supporters and we've accumulated some money, right?
Right.
Which is great. We're humbled. When I told Jason about it, he was very humbled just as well as I was.
I feel like I'm finally a professional podcaster.
Sure. And we want some great artwork. Like the show art I drew, which is and then
it's great.
And Adam Z colored it for me with a crayon. Did a little good job on that.
Great job.
But I thought, why not have like a CouchCon 2018 like collector's poster?
Oh my,
that we could sign off. That we could sign.
Yes.
And then we could sell those or give those away for special prizes and stuff. But a CouchCon poster.
That's smart.
By Travis.
That's brilliant.
Think so?
Yeah, it could have different elements, like even one of them, not to bring it on back to the pregnancy and all, but it would be one like Heather, like giving birth, like right then, like right on screen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure, yeah, it's a full,
kind of like the
full view.
Well, but that part be guarded, but it'd be,
okay.
You'd get
like
the
by our heads, like our heads are
the back of our heads looking into it.
No, I was thinking about looking at the other one.
You'd get the gist. Yeah, you'd get the gist.
And there was like a plane going over her shoulder.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And it says CouchCon.
All the elements of Couch. We announced last week that we have Bill Cosby will be doing a full.
You guys got Cosby?
Yeah, $300.
For $300. Unbelievable.
Are you sure it's him?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah, it's all like the skin tags and stuff.
And he's doing an hour of comedy. And he's also hosting one of our singles mixers and starting it by teaching a mixology class beforehand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we got a great deal.
We've got Ann. We've doing a striptease. We got Dee Dee.
She's not doing a striptease. It's an exercise, instructional course. Has a lot to do, and then ties right into the Lamatts. class.
Lamette, yeah. And then we also have Dee Dee versus Lori Garcia in a pudding wrestling match that DSJ will be reffing.
And then the winner, at the end of the CouchCon, you'll be marrying.
The winner I will marry.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
come one, come all. The events.
You might see a baby born, obviously.
Yeah.
Could happen.
The events keep stacking up. This is great.
Oh, do you think we could set it up to where Heather goes into labor
gonna say,
during the live
If
show?
this doesn't send her into labor, I don't know what will.
Oh, it's 5 minutes with me, and she'll be like, "This is too much. I'm out of here."
Oh, merciful heavens!
Did you moosh a button?
I did. It's being a weird.
Now do it.
Got it. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Matt, I need your measurements too for your pilot's jacket. So just go ahead and jot those down.
Wow, it's really come to this.
So, okay, like right now, for example, the Haitians need to come to America, but some people are all, what about the strain on our resources? But it's like, when I had this garden party for my dad's birthday, right, I said RSVP because it was like a sit-down dinner, but then some people that came didn't RSVP, so I was like totally bugging. I had to haul ass to the kitchen, redistribute the food, squash in extra place settings. By the end of the day, it was like, the more the merrier. And so if the government can just get to the kitchen, rearrange some things, and then certainly we could party with the Haitians. And in conclusion, may I remind you that it does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Very good. Yeah, I think at the climax of that film,
When he got in the accident and hit his head, and then he made that speech when he came out of his coma.
he needed to reassure everyone that he was the same person that he was before that wreck. And this monologue from Days of Thunder cemented that.
That's why Kim Basinger fell in love with him and ended up marrying him.
Absolutely. Today we discuss the pilot episode of The Amazing Screw-On Head from the year of our Lord 2000 plus 6. I can say without a doubt that was a great year.
2006.
That was the year I had a baby girl.
Oh, you had a
There
baby
it is.
girl.
Baby girl.
You guys have something in common. You both had daughters.
How about that?
Except it'll be
How
like
about that? Catch me outside.
12 and a half years apart.
I had kids 9 years apart.
I guess that is true, yeah. 2006, though. 12 years ago, my daughter's 12. All the math adds up so far. It was. I vaguely remember this from a previous episode. A good year for the Roses. Was 2006 a good year for the Roses for you?
2006 was a good year for a different reason.
Hit me. Physically hit me.
Speaking of babies, Garrett. I had sex 9 months or so before that, and then popped out Garrett.
When's his birthday?
July 23rd.
And he'll be 13?
Yeah.
So
2005?
2005, probably. Yeah, I mean, your own son. I'm telling you.
All right,
he was
well
born.
then, it was a good year because it was
his first birthday.
It was still 3 years before I got a divorce. I have to curb stuff because Matt's here. I don't want to.
Oh, you have things locked and loaded. You can't unload. You can't.
There's earlier I had to bite my tongue.
I don't
What
belong
the
in
hell
this-
is that?
I don't belong in this pit
No, you do.
if I can't handle it.
No, I have respect for you. You're the only person that I know that I have respect for. Matt, believe me.
Yeah,
You're
respect
the only person that
you have
that I go that I go. Be cool, man. When you're around, because I have respect for you. Everybody else, fuck them.
God love
Who
you.
cares?
Okay, now you about had a heart attack there for a second, Matt. You brought a pen with you that has a light bulb in it.
Yeah, don't shine that in the front of the plane because it'll make the birds come at us.
Last time I was in the bathroom, part of Air Force One here is just that the light was out. And I was in there for some time.
Yes.
DSJ got written up for that.
Yep.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Well, we had asked him
He
on
got-
several
he-
occasions.
Yeah, he got 20 points.
Yeah.
Right. So I brought this. Is he okay?
No, I thought you were going to shine that to see
right
my
at
tonsils.
you. Right at. Okay.
What a stretch.
I wasn't there yet. Yeah.
He almost did like the cowardly lion on Wizard. I was like,
Shine the light up in my mouth. See my tonsils.
This is a pen though that is it for like nighttime writing?
I only write at night.
That's the only time I wear sunglasses.
at night.
It's the only time I get inspired.
Sure.
So it's right.
He's a night rider.
But it also helps me. Yeah, it also helps me when I'm in unlit airplane bathroom.
Sure, so you can check everything.
Makes sense to me.
Because last time there was a pube parade that I'm not sure who left it in there.
Now, did you say puke or pube?
But oddly enough, both. There's a puke parade.
You know, you were saying earlier your kid drank 2.5 gallons of milk. I heard if you drink a whole gallon of milk under an hour, you puke. I hear if you drink a gallon of pubes within an hour, you also puke. So that makes sense to me that you could have a pube parade.
Gallon of pubes.
What weighs more, a gallon of milk or a gallon of pubes?
Whose pubes?
Yeah. How thick are the stalks? You get a Greek with some real thick stalks. Then you go to an Asian guy, it's like baby hair down there, all wispy and light. But
Wispy, that's a great word.
But
I like that word.
A Greek gentleman's got big, thick, stalky pubes.
How did a pen light turn into this?
Hey, pal, you brought it.
My mistake.
2000.
You would have been fine until you started clicking it, and I noticed it, and I was like, ooh, a squirrel.
Yeah. You can't imagine the
Something
tangents that we go on based on what he acknowledges. If he notices something.
Saw something shiny and
If he notices something, it's all canon. 2006, many years ago, as old as my daughter, we have to go back in time in our minds. Because physically, we can't go back to 2006.
Sure.
But we need to go back there in our minds. Because if we don't, then we cannot properly digest this pilot that came out that year.
Right, because we're in 2018. In 2006, there was no CGI, there was no Band-Aids, and there definitely wasn't no Courtney Cox. So how can you put your views of today's life on this pilot?
Let me say, you definitely can, but it wouldn't be
It's not fair.
And it's morally, I take a stance against it.
We're fair.
And we're even Stevens. So I tell you about things from that year so we can get properly back in that mindset. July 3rd, asteroid labeled as 2004 XP14 flies 432,308 kilometers by Earth.
Is that close?
I think in the grand scheme of things, you bet it's close.
oh.
If we would have been in the air, we would have probably saw it.
Could have high-fived it.
Yeah.
Maybe put our hands out the window and touched it.
Or spun the plane. You know what I mean? It went so fast that it just
Oh,
put you guys
yeah.
into,
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that on cartoons.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing.
Now, an asteroid hitting the Earth, depending on its size, is an extinction-level event. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. That's what happened to dinosaurs.
Oh, you think that's what happened to the dinosaurs? Mm-hmm. Okay. Matt, what do you think happened to the dinosaurs?
How'd we get here?
Put that goddamn pen away.
The pen's to blame.
Right. Anytime. Anytime we get off topic.
No, it's funny you should ask that because we're reading a nighttime book to Cameron that involves the extinction, which is kind of dark. It involves the extinction of dinosaurs, but it involves them getting in a fight over underpants. Right. So the
Seems trivial in the scheme of things.
the dinosaurs
Right.
tell the cavemen, "We don't want to eat you. We want your underpants." So the cavemen, to survive, give them the underpants.
Good call.
The dinosaurs fight over them, and the cavemen wake up the next morning
There's no dinosaurs.
extinct.
Wow.
But the cavemen are still there.
Let it be canon. What now?
How did the cavemen survive? Was it because they weren't wearing the underpants?
That's right, because they gave up. They were willing to sacrifice the underwear.
For the greater good.
That's right.
of-
So, and the moral of the story is that wear your underwear. At one
That's
time,
all that just to teach your kid to wear this underwear?
At one time, it saved mankind.
I don't get it, though. So is there an asteroid coming? Or not?
No, it means don't go commando.
So all of the dinosaurs fought until they killed each other off, fighting for this underpants.
But what's funny in the pictures, yes,
What's funny in the picture?
is that they're all wearing underwear. I think they just want each other's. So greed is. So if you ask me, greed killed the dinosaurs.
And the cavemen,
The textile industry.
the cavemen walked around commando,
Right.
Because they gave their underpants to the dinosaurs.
Right.
But how do they survive? Just by not all the infighting?
No, they were in a cave. Right, they were in a cave. Oh yeah, while the dinosaurs were fighting, they came back out. They retrieved their underwear.
Because the cavemen were sleeping.
That's right.
And so
It was an overnight event.
Wow. That's certainly one man's take, I suppose, on what happened to the.
It's the one I'm sticking with.
He's got a light with a pen on it.
I didn't think the dinosaurs and man lived at the same time.
This book says otherwise.
That's fair. July 4th.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, right? He was a caveman when the dinosaurs were there, right?
That sounds
You're the
right.
only one who's seen that movie. You're the only one who's seen that movie.
Did you ever think you'd say that? I'm the only one that saw that movie.
Hey, no kidding.
No.
You've watched like 4 movies?
I did see Ringo Starr live in person once, though.
Oh.
July 4th, Independence Day, Richard Branson sells Virgin Mobile to NTL for £962 million. Wow. Not the weight, the British currency.
That's why he is so rich, huh?
Yeah, he's...
Do you think anybody would buy this podcast?
Maybe they absorb it into their fleet.
Instead of having a Patreon page, why don't we just sell this thing?
Just be done with it?
Yeah.
We'll just start from scratch, yeah.
How much do you think the show's worth?
About 37 pounds.
37. And that translates to about probably $45.
Yeah.
$45-50.
Yeah, $45-50 at US. So that's
Nice.
great. Yeah,
I'd sleep on it, guys.
No. Let's do it.
No. First person to tweet us. It's
First
yours.
off is $50 cash. The whole thing is yours. You come over here and pick it up. July 12th, Hezbollah initiates Operation True Promise. Hezbollah is a Middle Eastern organization hell-bent on the extermination of the Jewish population. Is that correct, Matthew?
They do hold a mighty grudge with the Jewish population. Yeah.
So what is Operation True Promise? It sounds like a very pleasant and righteous cause.
Or that they've made promises before that were not true.
Okay. Or,
Like this time, we mean it.
This time, yeah, like those cults, like when they set a date for the world to end, and
Yeah.
then the date comes, and then the head of the cult goes, I've just been told by God, it's another,
holding an earpiece.
it's another week and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I am safely and securely back in 2006.
I'm ready. 2006.
Back then I was 25.
Ooh, I was 31.
31, yeah.
You
That would
were?
have been 24, 25 right there. Yeah.
Great time to be alive. Great
Can't
time to
beat
be
it.
alive. Matt, now I know you've done very well in the past at this. There are 3 requirements as to why we watched what we watched today.
Yeah.
I will go so far as to say there are 5 requirements today.
Wow.
Can you wrap your mind around that? And if so, can you regurgitate an answer?
I'm at least going to give you the first 3. And
Those are the easy ones. You got it.
First of all, it has to be available online. It has to be free. And I kind of like to do the triple negative if I can. It must not have had only more than 1 episode.
Okay. All right. Would you, Blake? Before you go any further, would you agree that there are potentially 5 reasons?
I got 4, and
I've got 5.
all right, I got another one.
Really?
Yeah,
There are 5.
I got. You want me to do 4? And
Could
then-
you? Yeah.
Well, we're on season 14,
Okay.
which is all cartoons, so
Right.
it has to be animated.
It has to be animated.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the fifth, I don't know the 5th one, man. I can't help
The
you.
5th one, I've already said it earlier in the show.
Oh, okay, I know what it is.
I'm only going to give you 30 minutes to get the answer correct.
Okay.
Starting
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speed.
starting now.
Okay. Okay.
Any idea what that is? What that 5th reason is? It's because our frequent flyer, Travis Heimel, requested it.
Yes, you did mention
yes.
Travis.
Yes, he did. So where can you find the entire episode of The Amazing Screw-On Head? You can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classic links or show notes. Or go to YouTube.
And you'll know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Into the sky, DSJ locks eyes with me, but not Captain Philip. Rest
He's
assured.
still mad. I don't understand why he's mad.
I think I know. You really gave him some shit back then. A few months back, you were really hard on him.
Because his teeth were so white.
Summary the white pilot. A Civil War era secret agent with an extraordinary special power serves under President Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe.
That's it?
Honestly, what more do you need?
Yeah, it's so convoluted. The whole thing is so.
Oh, okay.
Go simplistic with the summary and catch people in.
I don't know. I thought it was a good summary. Matthew, summary?
I'm right there with you.
At your job, do you have to summarize stuff at all?
What I have to clean stuff up quite a bit, right? Like,
Oh, you mean like documents?
Make
yeah,
it
yeah,
digestible.
I have to
Make them legal.
yeah, I have to legalize them.
You laundry them.
I do the laundry.
Interesting facts. Shit.
Almost.
All right, here, wait. Here.
No, you do it.
Oh, no, I'll give you the keys.
Interesting facts. Interesting facts. Thank you.
Nice.
I feel like we nailed that.
Is Boys to Men here?
Da, 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 da.
Interesting facts. Conrad rule. Conrad rule is in effect.
Hi, Conrad.
Conrad, how's it going? Basically, this is just the name of a segment. Jason's going to read some facts. Whether you think they're interesting is pretty much irrelevant. Please don't share your thoughts with other people. Matt, obviously, you were listening to an episode of Couch Pilots. You looked at your wife and said, "This is an interesting fact," and now she's having a baby in October.
It almost. Oh, I see. You mean she was so moved?
Well,
These two are connected in your mind?
to me, you shouldn't do it.
Shouldn't do what?
Tell people about facts.
You're saying this.
Love the Lakers is what I'm saying, folks.
You're saying our child was conceived the moment I told her it was interesting?
Don't do it.
Yes, that's what I'm
I
saying.
did not realize the power of that.
Yep. Could have done it a lot
I was
easier
going to
ways.
say, yeah. No
Than
kidding.
having to listen to the episode of Couch Pilots. Anyway, folks, just absorb the
Just
facts.
don't do it.
Don't let them. Don't.
Don't taint.
He loves it.
I know he did.
The Amazing Screw-On Head is a one-shot comic book written and drawn by Mike Mignola and published by Dark Horse Comics in 2002, starring the character of the same name. This is a derivative of a comic.
Okay.
Fact. On July 12, 2006, The Amazing Screw-On Head TV pilot was aired online at SyFy.com with a survey to decide whether or not the show went to series. Fact.
There was a survey?
Fact. According to Mike Mignola on the November 29th, 2006 Fanboy Radio podcast, the series was not picked up by the SyFy channel. That was the official date. It was not picked up.
Fact. Careful, Matt. Don't laugh or anything.
Set him off.
Have you ever heard him just berate me and yell at me before?
The pilot was released on DVD on February 6th, 2007.
It's a fact.
Thank you. It won the 2003 Eisner Award for Best Humor Publication.
The comic book, not the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Then how can it be? It's not a publication.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right. The comic book. And I will say that the Will Eisner Comic Industry Award, shortened as the Eisner Awards, are prizes given for creative achievement in the American comic book, sometimes referred to as the comics industry equivalent of the Oscar Awards.
Wow.
Mike Mignola, also the creator of Hellboy.
You bet.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Or as he became older, Hellman.
The mayonnaise.
Not unlike the mayonnaise. Thank you. Interesting facts. Over.
Nice. I like those. Those were good.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
Holy guacamole, we did.
How many? 2?
We got 3 responses from one person, and that person is a guy by the name of Chris Prynoski. This gentleman was, I believe, the director. Excuse me. Oh, boy, that's embarrassing. Yes, he's the director of The Amazing Screw-On Head. And as I do with all the programs that we watch and review, I say, hello, creator, director, producer, writer, actor. We're Couch Pilots. This is who we are. This is what we do. And they respond sometimes by saying, wow, that was an absolute pleasure to work on. Hey, at Brian Fuller, Do you want to chime in on this one? And Brian Fuller was one of the writers.
Oh, cool.
For this. Mike Mignola was the guy who created Hellboy. He's the writer of the comic book, but they brought on Brian Fuller to help round out the script, apparently. And Chris Prynoski went on to say, I remember recording Paul Giamatti, and he had spilled a drink on his shirt. He was desperate to clean it up before going in the booth with David Hyde Pierce because he considered him a real actor. Also, at the same record of at Art of M. Mignola, which is Mike Mignola's Twitter handle, he saw the storyboard for the first time and commented on how many panels it takes to create a half-hour cartoon. Hint, it's a lot.
Oh, I bet.
So, that's all we got, but it was still
It's
interesting.
really solid feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was trying to get,
Someone else involved.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you very much, Chris Prynoski. I went on to look at some of his IMDb, and he's worked on a ton of awesome projects over the years, a lot of cartoon-based, a lot of things you'd recognize. He's a very renowned director in the animation field. Paul Giamatti, we all
Sure,
know
yeah.
as a well-respected actor. He played the voice of the Screw-On Head. And then David Hyde Pierce, we probably remember most as Niles from Frasier. And he played the zombie character, Emperor Zombie.
Zombie. Zombie. Hey, hey, hey.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Emperor Zombie. What do we have here?
Is this old?
Oh,
it's old. Never mind.
from what though? That's from an old show we did, right?
Yeah, I thought she got back to us about something else.
No, you're right. That is a Twitter response we should talk about. Okay, so months ago, and by months I quite literally mean like 6 months ago, I said the same thing for a show that we did called Fugly. And Fugly was a one-off. Actually, would you mind? Can I get one of those? Is that right? Thank you, sir. Fugly is a one-off pilot that we did by creator Greg Garcia. Now, Greg Garcia, you remember as the creator of shows such as My Name is Earl, and we also did 2 shows from Super Clyde like a year and a half ago,
Right.
and he sent me the DVD. Great guy. Wrote us a monster of an email response about
One of the
Super
first
Clyde,
ones to really.
to send us a lot of information.
Right.
So Fugly was something that we wanted. It was on our radar. We finally watched it. And I say to the creators all that jazz. I said, hey, this is what we are. This is what we do. And Jamie Hagan, who was an actress on the show, says, "You mean you watched Fugly with Michael Rappaport and the one I was in? I've never seen it except at the network screening. I have a clip of it on my reel. Always wondered how it turned out. How did you get it? Sorry for my delayed response. I don't go on Twitter much. Good luck with your endeavors." And I said, hey, thanks for getting back with us. Better late than never. The show turned out great. Greg Garcia is a master of the half-hour comedy. I'm sorry it didn't get picked up, but you were really good in it. Thanks again for replying. This is silly to me because Jamie Hagan, who responded to us, is a sexy lady.
Oh, yeah.
She's very attractive.
Yeah.
I think she's only got like 52 followers. It is nothing short of an abomination against God for a woman this attractive to have so few followers.
Yep.
So if you're out there, follow her.
That makes no sense.
Follow Chris Prynoski, the animation guru and director behind The Amazing Screw-On Head. And also, on top of all of that, you should most definitely listen to a promo of one of my favorite shows, and that's called Broken Funny Bone.
There's a time and a place for subtlety. This is not that time, and my basement is definitely not that place. Join me, Blake Clayton, every Friday for the Broken Funny Bone podcast, a show that exists solely as a conduit to subject my friends, various guests, and anyone who dares to listen to my unending and incurable insanity. We'll play games, sing songs, run jokes into the ground, navigate my personal foibles, and fist fight to the death every week. Want more? Tough shit. Go somewhere else. We are the world's leading authority on poo-poo and pee-pee jokes, and we know it. That said, if you're looking for a good time, throw out your little black book of ex-lovers that you are too fat to get with now and subscribe to Broken Funny Bone Podcast wherever podcasts are available and in your grocer's freezer. It's okay to laugh. We won't tell.
Oh, boy. Broken Funny Bone, a show that I am very proud and honored to be a part of, with your host sitting across from me, Captain Philip Restisher, Blake Clayton himself. I know you hate Broken Funny Bone. I don't know why. I don't know. It's so much. It's fun. It's so
fun.
Much, it's fun.
No,
it's so much fun.
I like hanging out with my friends. My friends.
All right. All right.
I hate everything I do. Do you not know that by now? How long have we been best friends?
Do you hate the show?
Huh?
You hate the show?
No.
You hate Hill versus Face?
No.
Oh, just the thing that you and I do, Broken.
No, I don't hate them. I can find something wrong with all of them.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. What do you find wrong with this show?
That it's just not. It doesn't get enough traction. I don't know why. Doesn't get its
propers.
It doesn't get enough traction. I don't understand why.
Okay. Well,
I'm a pretty humble person. You guys know I'm not a big. I don't have a big ego.
You're not an egomaniac.
But I think that if 10 people listen to the show, I bet you 5 of them would listen to the next episode. That's like 5's a little high, buddy.
You know, okay, there's a girl at work today, and I was laughing at my desk. She sits at the cubicle next to me.
The cubicle?
And she says, cubicle next to me, what are you laughing for? I said, I'll listen to a podcast. It's funny. And she said, oh, you listen to comedy podcasts? She's like, I never really got into them. I said, well, what's something that you're interested into? And she says, I like to take naps. I like sleeping. And I said, I guarantee you there are 100 different podcasts about sleeping. And she says, oh, yes? I say, I don't think I would ever meet one person who would say, you know what I like? I like television shows that had only one episode. You and I picked something from the very beginning that is not going to be necessarily embraced by the masses.
It's got to be light years beyond sleeping, though. I gotta think
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not as healthy for you,
maybe not,
but still entertaining.
I agree.
All right, let's move along. I don't want to get whiny.
There's a lot here. This is a half hour, but it is Big Daddy fat stacked with information. So let's start from the start. The Museum of Dangerous Books and Papers.
1862.
Yeah, 1862. And first of all, what you see is a lot of bricks, like a dungeon, and a lot of soldiers, and they're all being hurried along, and they're in search for an old lady. Matthew, Blake, chime in every chance you get.
I'm going to try, but I took a page of notes, but I had trouble keeping up. I will say, art-wise, let's just go ahead and say something art-wise. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's very thick, solid lines. And when there is color, it's very bright. But it's, for the most part, it's just so dark.
It's pretty. I think it's like kind of middle of the road animation. It's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap, but it's not.
It's not ultra detailed. It's settled nicely into its own style.
Sure. Well, would you say it has a Hellboy style, comic book wise?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I felt like I was watching a comic book kind of in motion.
Right. Yeah.
Like
the panels. The panels were going
so
real
it's
fast.
kind of going panel to panel. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I agree with that, and it is the style
Yeah.
of Mike Mignola, who created Hellboy.
Yep.
So. You have an old lady that they're searching for, and this old lady becomes a werewolf. And not
huge.
not just a werewolf, but a huge werewolf.
Huge, scary, fast werewolf.
Like 20 feet tall.
Right. Like the Abraham Lincoln statue in downtown Illinois.
That you saw when you're at Martini's?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. They didn't scare me, but what I didn't understand is from the river, from the river walk, I'm looking at it, and then we get to Martini's, which is about across the street from it.
20 feet away, yeah.
I still did not understand the concept of the statue.
Did you go read the plaque?
No, I looked it up on Google.
All right. The werewolf then attacks, and there's a bunch of people firing guns at them.
Yeah, they're like they're kind of like Nazi-esque.
And you know what? It's funny you say that, because not only did I get that kind of feeling, but I also thought that maybe the werewolf was the good guy here, and that these people who came in looking very militant and almost I was almost going to say gazpacho. Gestapo. Gazpacho. Kind of a cold soup, if you will. But they almost seem like the bad guys. A nice bisque.
A nice cold bisque.
There's gazpacho, right? Oh, and borscht is the other one. It's a cold Russian soup. All right, anyway, I felt like these guys were the bad guys. We come to find out, not necessarily the case.
Yeah, not necessarily the case.
But a man comes out, like the next line of whatever. He had a big man with a flamethrower.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Was that the big man or was that the monkey with the crown?
I'm sorry, but having a monkey shoot a gun or
awesome.
a flamethrower.
This is where it really gets.
Now, to be honest with you, I wrote flamethrower, guns, monkeys. Badass.
An old woman with an ape then begin to open fire on the military guys. It's kind of
You don't know who's who now. You don't know.
There's like 3 parties involved now.
Right.
There's the folks hunting the werewolf, the she-wolf, and then busts in this. Well, I don't know. It's not time to introduce him, but some goons or some other
Gestapos.
third party. Yeah, but a monkey and an old lady, and the monkey has like a crown on his head. Well, they never touch that. Like, he's just wearing it.
Do you think if a monkey had a crown on that you'd be able to touch it? I don't think so.
Not if he had a submachine gun.
Right.
I know we're at the very top of the show. We're probably 2 minutes into the pilot itself, but I have to say this is getting a monkey bump. I don't give a lot of bumps out.
All right.
Let alone
a monkey bump?
Let alone related to animals, or even specifically primates, but this is a monkey bump.
Does the werewolf boob bump? Is that a thing?
Oh, that werewolf had some breasts in it.
Werewolf boob bump.
Yeah. Fast paced. This whole thing's going fast. There's a big fight. An old lady gets thrown out, or a naked lady throws. Somehow a naked lady shows up.
Yeah, they can't defeat all those guys, right?
Well, but I think that's important because the werewolf turns in
to the naked lady. And she throws the old lady out the window.
She was an old man out the window. He was the old man who...
I don't see gender.
Oh, jeez. Self-righteous prick. Hey, they throw the old man out into like a platform, and the platform folds up, and everything, all the people inside that were together, the monkey and the old ladies, they all get in this thing, and it's a hot air balloon with a big skull on it, and they fly away.
And that's where you realize they're working together.
Sure, a monkey skull.
They kidnap this old man.
Yeah, they don't throw him to his death. They throw him to be captured.
To be captured. Then they cut to 2 historians, or 2 different histories are explained by Abraham Lincoln. All of a sudden you see Abraham Lincoln in the Oval Office, and he's explaining these 2 histories.
Right before that, Abe Lincoln is getting a telegraph. He looks at it, and he says, "Get me the screw-on head."
Yeah.
And that's when Abe Lincoln starts talking about the histories.
Right. Yeah, so screw-on head is just that. It is a quote-unquote superhero who is just a head with a screw.
Is he
Kevin Clark, you'll love this.
Is this where
Kevin Clark deals with nuts and bolts all the time, and screws.
True. What do you say, man?
No. I think I'm ahead. Go ahead.
Is the screw-on head? Let me get this straight. Is he all made of metal? He is.
Yeah.
He's a metal robot head.
Yep.
A head like you or I, but where the neck is, it goes a little further down, but it's
threaded.
a screw.
It's threaded.
It's threaded.
Quarter-inch, I think.
He's it's just a metal head. He's hopping around. He gets updated, and I think this is my favorite part of the show. While the screw-on head is getting updated, he's looking at a picture of Abraham Lincoln, but there's a slot where his eyes and mouth are,
And the mouth's flapping.
The mouth is flapping because there's no television back then.
Right.
This is the technology. It's receiving some sort of telegraph, and it's
the gears. There's gears that are actually spinning this
to make it look like he's talking.
That's right.
And so he's
cool.
basically, it's like he's looking at Abe Lincoln while receiving this message in real time, getting this update on the situation. I love that.
And let me get this straight. There's a lengthy conversation with the 2 of them. Then there's a conversation with Screw-on Head with his butler, and it come to find out Screw-on Head's first butler ever was Emperor Zombie.
Is now Emperor Zombie.
Right.
He used to be H.G. Manifold.
Right.
Yes.
But now he is Emperor Zombie.
I couldn't keep up with notes. So
it was tough.
It got convoluted.
Yeah,
quick.
It was tough.
Very quick.
But basically, he's Lincoln saying, you got to rescue this old man. This is the mission you're going on. And so the screw-on head's like, well, I am what I am. I got to choose a body for this mission.
Right. So he's got like an assembly line of just bodies, and they didn't seem any different. Like there wasn't like a different bodies,
like
for
a dolphin body.
No,
or
but
like
I mean
an elephant body.
Like,
there wasn't
like different kinds of warrior bodies. Like there wasn't no armor or like a Genghis Khan kind of thing. They were all just metal bodies.
The Iron Man suits, right? That Iron Man has all the different suits that he has.
Why? They're all the same. You don't need 75 of them.
You know, you shit on me, but I was trying to help you there.
That's FU money.
I was trying to help you.
That's FU money.
Fine, whatever. Anyway, so they're gearing out for this mission. They put him they screw his head onto one of these metallic bodies. It feels very steampunkish in a lot of different ways here. And they send him on a rocket ship, and then it says Marrakesh, the informant's lair. Mm-hmm. So you get a few of these like kind of card scenes where it shows you, this is where he's going. This is the time frame in which you're working with.
Is this when the lady in the black with wings comes?
Yeah, this is Patience, and he basically makes his way to a rat infested.
Well, but we find out that Patience, she was the werewolf.
Right, and she used to be in a relationship.
There was a relationship
between the screwhead guy,
between Screw-On Head and Patience.
Hold on. She wasn't the werewolf from the beginning, was she?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so.
I think she was his girlfriend.
I think he had two. I think Emperor Zombie had two older women goons. Is that fair?
And one of them was.
No, I don't think Patience was at that assault. Was she? She wasn't there where they were kidnapping that guy.
No, that was foreshadowed later on when they were by the lake, and she was holding his head. That ended up being.
Then who's the lady that turns into the werewolf that turns back into and makes off? Where is she again in the film?
I thought I remember seeing two old ladies and a monkey and Patience all hanging out with him. Maybe we'd have to go back and watch. I think there's some confusion here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you have a kind of a cutscene in another card that says, 187 years ago, it's clear that the amazing Screw-On Head, which I think that's just, they call him Head sometimes. Like, he doesn't really have a name.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a superhero name. It's just this, yeah.
But he had a relationship with Patience, and they're like by a waterfall or riverbed, and all of a sudden she is taken
Snatched
away
up
by like a vampire
by
bat?
a vampire bat.
Yeah.
And not killed, but bitten by the vampire bat, which turned her into
a vampire, I think.
Well,
right?
yeah, but
an
one
immortal
of the,
vampire.
But then, but turns her into later on one of these girls that we can't figure out which one she is.
Yeah, it wouldn't stand true to, and I'm not trying
because they talk about how they used to be later on. They talk about how they used to be in love.
Yeah, but do you think that she wasn't one of these older ladies? She
wasn't.
I don't think she was. That's where I'm at.
She was preserved in age, as you saw her with the clip where she was holding the head. She was preserved at that age, and you see her like that through the rest of the show. But I don't think she was the werewolf.
I'm not suggesting that they're trying to stay true to this kind of, I don't know, theory, I guess. But at the very beginning on that book, it mentions the words lycanthropy, right?
Which is a werewolf.
Which is the process of turning into a werewolf.
Okay.
So that, but I don't I remember thinking, boy, that's bizarre. Huh. She's a werewolf. She's a vampire, which have been pitted against each other
for eternity.
For eternity.
Yeah. I really thought I saw
since the dinosaurs
fought for their own underpants.
Their own underpants. That is funny to think that they would say a size of a caveman that underwear would fit.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. A T-Rex is
truly
they really stretch mine out.
Truly a one size fits all situation.
Joke's on him.
At most, it's going to fit an alligator
Commando
or a turtle.
As it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever the relationship is, if she turned into the werewolf or not, she controls rats, and
that do her bidding.
Yeah. So Screw, the head shows up into her lair,
right? And he
tries to kill her.
And there's a robot mummy who is like doing telegraphing. I thought the robot mummy was pretty cool looking.
Is that one that she sets on? That the rats set on fire?
Yeah, the rats kill. He was pretty cool, like drawing wise. Yeah. I thought he was pretty cool.
You guys ever hear of a Rat King? You ever hear that? Rat King? No. Rat King, first of all, is a character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is a man who lived in the sewer and controlled rats in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the cartoon. Also, Rat King is a term meant for so many rats together, actual living rats in a sewer, that they have gnawed on each other. Basically, their tails are all entangled in blood and flesh and feces and knots, that they're just one big, like, moving massive unit, basically. I thought it would have been really cool if her name was the Rat Queen.
Rat Queen, there it is.
Because she controls all these rats. Yep. She even creates a throne out of them in which she sits upon at one point, you know?
And this is where they have the flashback. This is what I have written down. Flashback, lady with head. She gets killed or bitten. She gets bitten. And I have an arrow pointing up to the lady in the black with the wings. So I think that's who that is.
Oh yeah, no, but I think Matt was saying that she was the werewolf from the very beginning, which I don't think is the case, but I might be wrong.
I'm willing to buy into that, but then where does the werewolf lady go? Because I'm not convinced she's one of the older ladies.
I thought she was. I might be wrong.
And I've already written down like there's a lot of like this is like a fast paced. There's a lot of stuff going on, historical stuff. There's vampires, werewolves. We don't even know who.
All these worlds colliding.
But sprinkled in, there's a lot of like jokes.
And
weird jokes.
And it said it won the Eisner Humor Award too as a comic book. So thankfully, the comedy of the whole thing, kind of superseded that and was able to come through because there's a lot of action and
right. But it for me it made it difficult to like I'm watching all this action and then somebody makes a joke and then back to action again. I kind of like go, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like Jay said, it was like 30 minutes long, but it was jam-packed.
Oh, man,
There was no downtime in this.
No downtime.
The closest you could get was when they're standing by the water and she's holding his head, but still, that's like thickening the plot.
Right.
There was no downtime.
So then we meet the Emperor Zombie, and he is talking to this guy, the old guy that was stolen earlier, and that's...
There's no way that's going to work. We did this before, where I had to plug in the
We had
the
an
tablet.
extension cord?
Did we?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, why don't you just give it back to me? I'll run the show. I'll plug it in and I'll run the show.
All right, there you go.
Well, let's talk about I'm going to smoke you. Will you guys do that while I work on this?
I'm gonna smoke you.
I'm not sure what that means, but
but he's got that guy in this glass.
Okay.
Hooky thing. Hooky or hookah?
Hookah. She okay. So the rat lady, she the screwhead tries to kill her, and then she escapes into like a bird cage. She goes up in like his what is that guy? I didn't see that. That wasn't in there. Sorry. The butler. The butler like captures her in a bird cage. So they've got patients captured. And then it cuts over to Emperor Zombie, who was one of Head's old butlers, and he's interrogating the man that they captured and kidnapped from the beginning, and they want to know the contents of this book that they stole. And the old man says, I tried working on it. I honestly don't know. I'll do whatever I can to help. I just want to stay alive. He's like, well, how about we smoke you?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna smoke you, and he hooky bars him and smokes him up. And the Emperor says that he like retains his smarts or his intelligence.
He knows what he knows.
Right, yeah.
And I will tell you this, he is an actual zombie too. It's not a man dressed up weird. It's a zombie.
He's got like the flies.
Oh, there's flies around his head all the time.
Over him, yeah.
Anyway, the same time that this guy's smoking, the man that they had captured, the screw-on head interrogates patients by opening up the blinds because she's a vampire. She can't feel the sun.
The sunlight.
Yeah. And anyway, Lincoln's kind of stops her and says, this is not what we do, and kind of goes into some sort of diatribe. And then they're back on the Mississippi River. This is the next setting for the location. And the evil lair that is the hot air balloon that has all the evil guys in it, they're flying over the Mississippi River at this point.
It's insane. I can't believe you kept up this well.
Emperor Zombie then reads some sort of incantation, right?
Mm-hmm. And doesn't he jump down into the big hole?
Oh yeah, they lower into the Temple of Gun.
He talked about how he goes into the dungeon. He talks about he's so excited he pees his pants. Did you guys get that?
Oh, he said
he made water.
Yeah,
he said he made water, which is a euphemism for pissing your pants. So they lower into the Temple of Gun, which is some sort of. It's bizarre. It's bizarre to think that there are temples and or mummy situations in 19th century United States.
Right.
Yep. But apparently that's what's happening. They retrieve a box from this mummified gun character, and someone like kind of haphazardly says it contains a parallel universe. It looks like a beat.
It looks like a radish or a beat. Yeah.
And if you poke it, they're going to poke it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what the end game was to control the world. Maybe I don't know.
Isn't it
world
always
domination is what?
Isn't this where we then see the monkey with the machine gun again?
Yes. Yeah.
He shows back up,
and he is badass.
I love that ape.
He's my spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
He's outside and he's on like a machine gun. He's keeping watch while they're down there doing their business, and he gets knocked out by the Screw-On-Head's current butler.
Right.
Which we haven't talked about him much yet, but he's actually been a fairly steady part of the show.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
they've had some cutscenes with him talking about why they're doing all this is because
And he's kind of involved with it too.
Right, because remember Emperor Zombie also has this, I think they use the word fetish of killing off 6 other butlers already, and he's the 7th. Do you remember that?
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
at the
he's the
beginning.
7th. And
Towards the beginning, they say that, yeah.
Yeah. So he's been part of this.
Yep, and his name is Mr. Groin, actually.
That
Is
sounds
right?
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so too. Screw-On-Head shows up, and
He comes in with Patience, who's not in her bat form, but she's in full human form inside this tiny little bird cage.
yeah, like very, very like
She's
squished
jammed up in there. Yeah.
Anyway, he's kind of talking it out with Emperor Zombie over the current situation, and then the team of Emperor Zombie kind of pierce the little radish or a beet thing from the box, and they release a demigod.
a demigod, and he's like, "Oh, the horror,
They're about to unleash the horror. Yeah,
the demigod." He's like repeating, "You're about to get all the horror.
yeah.
I'm releasing all," and he's not serious. I'm joking around the way I'm saying it, but he is reiterating over and over that this is.
But Emperor Zombie is celebrating this.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
he's-
that's exactly why I brought you
Yeah,
here.
he's excited. He's like, I'll do your bidding. I'll do whatever you want. Just tell me what you want to do.
A master worthy of my servitude is what he says. So he's still in that servant mindset that he was from
Sure.
many moons ago.
Screw decides he's got to take on the monster. And meanwhile, like you guys are saying, Emperor Zombie, he's like, I want to work with this guy. I want to be in some sort of capacity with a being that is going to, run the land, basically.
Right. And so then, like, this undead army comes out with a bunch of guns. Right?
Did that happen?
Or, he's saying he wants to join up with them, team up, and make an undead army.
They're saying they want to do it. It didn't actually happen. So then the Screw-On-Head's like, I got to get in front of this shit. So he jumps in there, and then...
he jumps into a robot, like spider robot.
Well, first he goes as himself, and he is crushed by the demigod. And then he's got some sort of thing on his chest. He calls Mr. Groin his servant, and he's basically saying, I need help, and bring me a new body or two. I don't know.
Is this like Batman and his butler?
I think the parallels could be drawn. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a piece of my feedback.
with Alfred, Batman Alfred. Yeah,
It crossed my mind. Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Alfred Groin.
I didn't even think about it. That's good. So then the Mr. Dog shows up, and I don't know. Have we seen Mr. Dog to
No.
this point?
No.
They had Blackout for part of this?
No, I
Mr.
think he
Dog?
was in I think he was quickly in the beginning where it was all the melee. He ran away or something.
Do you remember? You don't remember Mr. Dog at all?
You'll have to jog my memory.
So you don't remember him from the show 100%?
Up until this point.
No.
Okay. It looks like it's a golden dog. It almost looks like it's wheeled in at first.
Yeah.
Like it's a statue wheeled in. They shoot it up. Then it starts to growl. It's a very bizarre thing. 'Cause I almost think it's there for humor purposes only, since we haven't heard from it at all before this point. But it's like a golden dog that they call Mr. Dog, and he's kind of crushed as well or something. And then Mr. Groin saves Amazing Screw-On-Head and tosses him on a large, new, powerful body. He unscrews him from the body that was crushed, throws him on a new one.
And it's like a spider body, like
Yeah.
a spider robot body.
Yeah. And then Screw and the demigod kind of battle it out, and then Screw-On-Head ejects himself from his current body and kind of self-detonates the body that he was in, effectively exploding the demigod.
You think that the demigod is so powerful? How did just
Be hurt by human means.
right, or just one explosion?
Who
Well,
knows?
was he taken out completely by that? I remember
Yeah,
he was
no,
severely damaged. I remember.
No, I thought he was.
Well, the place that they're in, this temple below the Mississippi River or whatever, it begins to implode and fills with water, and Mr. Groin takes Mr. Dog, and they escape.
Well, isn't it he throws down an anchor and it goes through the dog's body and they pull him up.
Oh, is that
with
what it was? I
with
think
a
I missed
ship
that.
anchor.
Is this also the part where Emperor Zombie gets chucked? He gets chucked out of that scene
think so.
or
It's
into the
so
air
much stuff going
towards
on.
because someone screams, and I think it's him. He goes, "Not the face,"
Yes, he does say not. I do remember that line, not the face.
I've heard that a lot, haven't we, Jason, in our life?
But Emperor Zombie is then grabbed by one of the Screw-On Head's like kind of spider bodies, whatever, and he pulls him underneath the water and drags him to the bottom of the Mississippi, while Screw himself is pinned down underneath a rock underwater. And then Mr. Gunn, who is the mummified creature in the temple to begin with that had its radish stolen from him, saves Mr. Screw, and he comes out of the water holding the Screw-On Head. Mr. Dog is then captured by Patience and the rest of the evil crew in that hot air balloon as they fly away. It's a lot that happens very quick.
Action-packed.
So much stuff going on.
Back at the White House, the amazing Screw-On Head helps Abe Lincoln with the Homestead Act.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, too. That was odd.
And then they say Mr. Gunn is now the secretary of something. He's like a corpse that's the secretary of, I can't remember, something to do. And that's pretty much the end. I think at the end, the amazing Screw-On Head has a body again. He pops out, and he's basically saying, you know, I'm ready to fight for this country and for all those who seek to destroy it. Right. The end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But I'll be gosh derned if there's not some turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
How'd I do? Did I do okay?
You're doing great, buddy.
I mooshed the budget, man.
This is one where I would say, did this not work? Right? Because there was only one episode. This is a one-off comic. So essentially, Mike Mignola, who created Hellboy and this comic, created maybe a limited run or just one comic that was for the Amazing Screw-On Head. And they said, I like that. The Hellboy was very successful. We made 2 films from it. Let's do something with this.
Was there a
comic.
Hellboy cartoon, too?
There was, I believe. Yeah, I think there was, yeah. And then they're remaking it right now with the character Hopper from Stranger Things.
Pointing at me?
Because I want you to know the truth. But
I can't handle the truth.
But you know Stranger Things? Who's seen that?
Very much so. Yeah.
Okay, so the character Hopper is going to be playing Hellboy in a rebooted version of Hellboy.
I want to put a pin in that thought because I want to come back to Stranger Things here in a few minutes.
All right, you let us know whenever you're ready.
Yep.
So here's a person who has generated successful things in the past. Sure. They said, let's make an animation from it. But if there's money somewhere, of course it's going to continue. Popularity equals money.
But
so
animation is very expensive to do.
It is expensive. But is that why you think this didn't work? Was it too expensive?
I really think it was. They just shoved so much stuff so fast in 22 minutes that it was very hard to keep. We had trouble. We're 3 smart guys. There's 3 levels of smart here. Of this table. There's 3 different levels of smart. All right? There's successful smart, right? He's a smart guy.
Okay.
And I'm pointing at Matt, not you.
Right. No, I know that.
Then there is...
I'm curious to what kind of smart I am.
Life smart. Life smart. I think you're life smart.
Life
right?
smart? Okay.
Yeah. And then there's just me that's like the
smart ass.
Smart ass. Okay, so there's all this smartness. We didn't know what was going on at times, and we couldn't even figure it out talking to each other.
And we had the bases covered too. Yeah,
all 4 of them.
There's a lot going on. So so you think that maybe this is almost too smart or too confusing?
Convoluted. It's too convoluted. There's too much stuff going on.
Okay.
One too many. This is the word I can't get away from the word layer. Like, give me one less layer of complexity, and I'd be great with this show.
Right.
I would be great. I really felt like it was. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get. I'm going to bleed too easy here into ratings, but if they would scale it back just a little bit, help me understand in that very short window of time, 22 minutes, what's going on here.
Right.
I feel like I could have.
Because I felt like we're just thrown into a situation. Also, there's monkeys and Nazis, and they're all shooting, and there's werewolves. It happens so fast. I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on?
It's funny that they say parallel universe because it's already this like alternate, Civil War era,
right?
Like universe that they've created, but they don't give you any time to adjust. You are thrown into the thick of it quick and catch up or get out.
Yeah, exactly.
I think part of my inability to 100% understand this was that I was taking as many notes as I was taking. I felt like I was debilitated by that. But I think there's a ton of possibility here. Why it didn't work, I don't know. Maybe there was too much cost associated with it. If I were to improve it, I don't know. There was a lot of action here. It was funny. You had really great voice actors playing parts here. If it were to survive, I think there's a ton of possibility for it to go forward and have all these different adventures intertwined with American history as we know it.
Right. The problem is with animation, it is very expensive. You don't have a lot of time to impress people that are buying this. So you have to put a lot of action in right off the bat and all this stuff where you can't say, oh, first episode, this is the Screwhead guy. This is where he comes from. This is what he is. You don't have time to do that. Mm-hmm. Here's the bad guys that he's fought before or something like that. You don't have time to do that. You've got to have monkeys with crap.
This is going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but I do remember thinking that at certain points.
What about that made you think I have to press that button?
He's talking about both sides of his head, and his head blew up.
That's right. My screw-on head. Is that they did take a few moments. I felt like if we went back and watched it, they consciously make an effort to explain, even though it's a very fast moment or whatever, that they take a moment to recap just for a second.
If we all were writing stuff down, you're saying
I caught it a few times that they were recapping,
okay,
or kind of trying to build some storyline, but build characters and build this theme
in 22 minutes.
In 22 minutes, and it happened all really fast. For me, I think of it, and this is where I'm going to show some ignorance, but yes, the animation may cost them a crazy amount of money, but Molly Shannon, Oswalt Patton, this Mike Mignola, who's no slouch at all. Like, I went out on his Twitter page. He's an amazing artist and has done some great work.
Yeah.
They probably ran the bill up pretty high on this pretty fast.
I don't mind not knowing everything. I don't need to be spoon-fed everything. Throw me in the middle of the action. I've said it time and time before on this show. Give the benefit of the doubt to your audience that they are halfway intelligent, that they can accept what they're seeing and know that things will be picked up later and information given to you. We want to see action. We want to see satisfaction, right?
I think you just called me dumb, indirectly.
When?
I didn't catch that.
Well, because
This is how his mind works. Everyone's attacking him all the time.
Because you're like, I want to be thrown into it. I don't need a whole bunch of backstory. Where I just said, like, I need to know what's going on before you throw me into this huge.
I'm just saying, for me, when I watch a show,
Well, because you're second level smart.
second level smart. I'm just saying, I don't need. I don't
He
need
even
all that.
attacks himself.
It's like the
Oh,
classic.
I attack myself first every time, Matt.
Cheers.
To me, I can't attack him until I've already attacked myself. Then I feel like I can do it.
It's like in the shitty 1980s sitcom where they answer the phone and they say the person's name on the phone 5 times.
That's extreme.
And
yeah.
every time someone says something to them, they repeat the exact same thing so the audience knows what they said before they give the answer. This is the bullshit. Like, no one talks like that. No one is like that.
But that's like the extreme of what I'm trying to say. Like, that's
Right. You're right.
That's
No,
the
you're right.
extreme dumbed down.
You're
as
right.
opposed to I want something in the middle of.
I feel like we got enough though as it went, and maybe you were.
We don't even know who one lady is.
It may have been we all looked down at the paper to make notes at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me here.
There was a
because
lot going on.
The more I think about that, even as complex and irrational as the show was, there's no chance that she would be both the werewolf and the vampire.
I got it. We'll solve this. Let's go put our pajamas on. We'll go cuddle up on the couch and we'll all watch it.
And while we're doing that, let's see what other people had to say about this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
The Amazing Screw-On Head. You bet your biscuits that it's an IMDb, and it's also rated there. You're nodding your head. I know what that means. Matthew, I turn to you. What do you think the rating is for The Amazing Screw-On Head in IMDb? This is a 1 out of 10.
Decimal points included.
Yeah, scale.
I'm going to go with 7.5.
7.5. Blake, what do you think?
8.3.
8.3. Wow. It's an 8.0.
Wow.
All right. You look very smug and satisfied. I'm not going to even tell.
No, because this is what it is. I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, I enjoyed there's parts of it I enjoyed the art and stuff. I got lost. I'm first level smart. And these fucking nerds go on IMDb that are second tier and third tier smart.
This is not canon, by the way, for second and third tier.
And they come in droves. I knew it would be in the 8s.
This is from 1,719 ratings. That's a lot of ratings for a pilot.
And we won't even get 4 more downloads out of all those fucking ratings.
Oh, relax. Viewer reviews.
Spiraling.
10. He is spiraling over there. What are you looking at? What's so important on the phone?
There's a picture of Gus.
All right, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good picture. 10 out of 10.
It's a good wiener.
Excellent
nice
animated pilot. Nothing better than a big black wiener. Just brilliant. This was the best show I've seen all summer. I didn't really know what to expect, and then I managed to sit in some peace and quiet and watch it. Wow, a perfect half hour of television no matter what the medium. The story moved. The look was unique. The dialogue and the framing, the voices were all perfect. TV has come a long, long way. I sure hope this becomes a series. 10 out of 10, calling Screw On Head, we need you. If you missed Amazing Screw On Head from SyFy Channel, then rent, buy, or download it now. This animated film is brilliant, hilarious, and perfectly employs the visual textures and grimy Baroque aesthetic of Mike Mignola's world. It uses elements of Lovecraft, Universal Monsters, steampunk mecha, and Wild Wild West to plunge into the viewer a completely absorbing adventure. Attention Cartoon Network and SyFy, if the Screw On Head should be a template for future Hellboy and BPRD animated specials, which I'm not sure what that is. A few more headlines say Amazing Screw On Head is awesome. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This is what television should be. 7 out of 10. Damn good pilot episode. Demands more exploration. 10 out of 10. Groins looking out for your behind head. 10 out of 10. You can't make this stuff up. 9 out of 10. This film is not for normal people. 10 out of 10. Amazing is right. 9 out of 10. Amazing Screw On Head is maybe the greatest thing of all time. If this is not a good picture of what people think about it, let's see what we have to think about
it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Bing bong. Hello.
Bitcoin.
Hi.
Annyeong.
Hi. Bing bong.
Annyeong.
Ching chong chang. 1 out of 7. Number 7. That's the best score you're going to get.
Brian Hackett, baby.
Oh, boy, is that
Bomber jacket, long hair, slick with the ladies. Responsibility, 0.
Down to 1.
Roy Biggins.
Yeah.
Fat, disgusting, stinky, sweaty, conniving, rude, receding hairline.
The physical...
horrible pedophile mustache.
The physical antithesis to Brian Hackett. These people are on each side of the spectrum. And somewhere between that 1 and that 7 lies the Amazing Screw On Head. So, and those characters, I should say, Brian Hackett and Roy Biggins, are taken from the television show Wings.
Oh, great show.
From which our intro and outro are stolen.
No, they're borrowed. It's kind of like a wedding. Something
blue, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Matthew, thank you for being on the show today. I have to turn to you and say, how do you rate the Amazing Screw On Head?
Yeah, I was going to make... Okay, so I was impressed. Let me put it that way. I know I've been on between 8 and 16 episodes, and I know I've handed out a 7 on one of them. I believe it was Does that sound right, Jay? Bag Boy?
Yeah,
Did Bag Boy get a 7 from me?
Probably so.
Not all of them I agree with.
Which is ironic because you're level 3 smart.
It's. I'll let you decide. And I agree they can't all be 7s, but here's where I'm at. I loved what I perceived were nods all along the way. This is what I wrote about it. Futurama meets Inspector Gadget meets Aladdin meets Heroes. And that's why I got a 6.5 from me.
You can't give a
I know. It's very frowned upon.
A half is frowned upon.
You just became a pit boy.
I'm a pit boy, so I'm using a little bit of my goodwill to be at a half.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like I've earned the half.
It's up to you. You're level 2 smart. You can make the decision.
I would never tell anyone they cannot use a half.
You've told me that before.
Well, all I can tell you that is frowned upon, and what you do with that information is your own.
Yeah, that's right. 6.5. All right.
Matthew spit in the face of our suggestion, uses his goodwill as a pit boy, and went with the 6.5. Captain Philip Wester, I turn to you.
God
How do you rate The Amazing Screw-On Head?
I really enjoyed the artwork on this. I really did. The story, it just got so convoluted. Again, there was a lot of great voices, a lot of great actors. That helped me because there was familiarity, in the voices. I'm not, like I said, if I wasn't taking notes, maybe I would have picked up a little bit more. So I have to take that into consideration. Tyler requested this, right? He's an artist. He knows his shit, right? I'll give it a 5.
Give it a 5.
The artwork kept me in it. Maybe level one smart. I couldn't keep up with it.
I don't know where this is coming from.
Where is this?
Oh. It's fun, isn't it? And tempting to press that?
Huh?
It's
You
fun.
know what is tempting? The tempting is to push this button,
Oh, no.
then push this button,
Here we go. Moosh it.
No. Don't do it.
and do this.
Don't moosh
No.
it.
Boom, boom, boom.
God
Now let me hear you
damn it.
say, way-ho. I say boom, boom, boom. Now everybody say, way-ho.
You have forever soiled this podcast and cosmically intertwined it with the Heel and Face podcast.
I'm just thankful we're on the ground. Like, had that happened
I know.
midair.
I'd throw his ass out of the plane in a New York minute, I tell you what.
What about you, Jay?
The animation style is great. It is very much a comic book come to life. This is a man who's proven himself with a series like Hellboy, Mike Mignola. Yes, you have great actors here. Paul Giamatti, you've got David Hyde Pierce, Molly Shannon, and who there's someone
Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
Yes, they're very capable people here at the helm. The story is fun. There's not a moment that I'm thinking move along.
Right.
The pace is great.
Yeah.
And monkeys.
I have a monkey bump. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're taking U.S. history and altering it to fit their needs. This is fantastic. I really like this. This could go forward.
Do it.
It's got a monkey bump.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He's
See
going-
that by announcing
Has he
that he announced that monkey bump so early.
He's gonna do it.
That now he's got to do it.
Resisting
He
every
has to do
fiber.
it.
There's
He has
so
to do
much.
it.
There's
Call
so
it.
much American history here
Yes.
to keep going forward with this. There's great minds at play.
It's not beneath you, Jay.
Son of a bastard. Do it. It's a 7. This is a 7. This is great. This is funny. This is smart. There's a lot of action. It's for adults.
He did it.
This is really good. I like this. This is maybe my 4th 7 I've ever given,
Yeah.
ever. This is good.
You don't sling them out very often.
Travis, you nailed it.
You don't-
This was not on my radar at all. This is one of those ones that I had no idea about. Travis brought it to my attention. We immediately did it, and to rave reviews, I would say. This is fantastic.
Yeah, well
Thank
played,
you, Travis.
Well
very
played,
much.
Travis.
And with that, we close the book on The Amazing Screw-On Head. But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Neon Gnome. Here's a little
Nice.
something.
Now, this is my kind of cartoon.
This is first level smart.
Now, I'll tell you, you're damn right it is. The first No movie was fucking great. Romeo and Juliet, loved it.
Romeo and Juliet.
What's the name of this show?
I tell you why he likes this so much. It's called Gnome. It's called Neon Gnome, and it's a KN. It's not a G like a normal gnome. I tell you why he likes this, because it's so ridiculously named that it has to be on Cartoon Network, and it has to be only 9 minutes long. That's why he loves it.
It's gonna be a breeze. Yeah.
Captain Philip, rest assured, admit to your listening audience that you are choosing a cartoon themed season solely on the basis that you believe each episode will only be 9 minutes of viewing.
I will not confess to
I'm going to
that.
break you down, I swear to God. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Horace,
Oh, yes! His name's Horace.
Alf, and Roba try to destroy a giant rollerblade that appeared on their yard, but eventually end up getting lost in the forest. You can find the entire episode of Neon Gnome by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice. Or go to AdultSwim.com and join the alt-right. Jeez. Matt, there's only so many different places that these pilots can be derived from, and unfortunately,
Only so many things.
Eventually, you're going to get there. Yeah.
And only so many things can rhyme with it.
Yeah.
and unfortunately, some of them are only accessible by joining the alt-right.
By joining Breitbart.com. Mercy.
CouchPilotspodcast.com. It's a website that exists, and all of our episodes are on there. There's a search engine. You can put in a keyword, and boom, our episode pops up for free. All of our social media is there. It's a great one-stop shop.
Email address. You can email us from there.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything is right there. It's super convenient and accessible. 910 Pilots 1. It's 910-745-6871. Matt, I don't know. Have we had an email or a message from you on there?
No.
I don't think so.
And
I don't think so.
we requested one because we wanted him to call in as...
Oh, yes. Yes.
Should we give him a moment right now to maybe do his
man.
Carl? How about you think of it real quick? We're going to finish up the contact information. I'm going to put you on the spot and request it. You can deny my request, but I'm going to request it.
But you did also give a 6.5, so you kind of owe us.
Matthew does an incredible Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Get a line in your head, and if you want to do it, by all means, no pressure. There's a lot of pressure. And I will also say that you can go to Patreon.com,
yes.
and if you want to throw us a few shekels for doing what we do week after week, and please do, because it costs money to do what we do, to keep the lights on.
Do you want to go over real quick? I mean, we've already kind of went over time, so do you want to go just real quickly go through all the Patreon
Yeah, sure. Go
levels?
through the tiers if you want, yeah. These are the levels in which you can donate and the rewards in which you will receive. And basically what we're saying is we do a podcast. We've done it for 2.5 years now, coming on 3 years, of failed pilots. And we do it free of charge. You can all listen to it forever if you want for free. But if you like what we do and you want to support the art that is watching failed television pilots, you can donate. And there are a few tiers in which you can donate at.
Tier number 1 is Coach Seating for $1 or more per month. The seating isn't lavish, but it still gets you where you're going. We love all of our frequent flyers, no matter how little they can afford. With Coach Seating, you will get a shout-out and on an episode and our forever gratitude. Level 2 is Business Class, $5 or more. You get a few perks when you buy Business Class. Not just the ability to board first, or a free soft drink. With Business Class, you will receive an autographed 8x10 photo of the captains, as well as access to our private Couch Pilots invitation-only Facebook page. And, of course, you will also receive the rewards from Coach Seating as well. Next, First Class. Now, Matt, this is usually what you fly. $10 or more. Now you're starting to live it up. Go ahead, treat yourself to a more spacious seat, a warm blanket, a free cocktail and snack. Along with the previous tiers awards, you will also get an exclusive episode of Couch Pilots that will never be posted to the general public. You will also get to pick a pilot for us to watch, or you can choose to pick a guest for us to have on flight with us. And finally, Pilots Lounge VIP access, baby. $20 or more a month. And you only have to do it 1 month. You pay $20 1 month. You don't have to do it every month.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting at the airport bar with some annoying businessman or trying to get a nap on some uncomfortable plastic chair in the terminal, you can have access to the one and only Pilots Lounge. Very exclusive. Every luxury you can ever imagine awaits you. Along with all the previous tiers of rewards, you will also be given the Couch Pilots Holiday Card Program, including your birthday, Christmas, Easter, and Valentine's Day. These will be personalized, and you will also be rewarded with a 30-minute Skype conversation with the Black Magnet and Captain Rest Assured. Just to let you know, I have designed a couple of these cards, and I pissed away the time because nobody has signed up for
You're
this.
chomping at the bit to use them, so
Yeah.
give him a reason to use what he's created.
Become a
folks.
Patreon supporter.
A lot of great ways to support the show. Blake, thank you so much for reading those and putting that together. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to all of them.
And And what else we got here? I think that's about it, isn't it? Tell a friend about the show.
Yeah, please.
And I
Post it.
I'm a friend, and I will tell Matthew. Thank you so much for being with us tonight on this flight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope you had a good time.
A lot of fun.
We love having you on, Matt. You're a good time.
We look forward to CouchCon with you.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
My gosh, yeah. I got to tell Heather. I feel like
you should probably tell her.
She should know.
But I'm gonna call Madison Square Garden, ask about the birthing room, and see how things go with that.
Birfung.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you
the Birfung room?
Your hotel accommodations, since your wife is going to be you and your wife are going to be doing the class? Do you have any specific requests for your
for my room,
your accommodations?
Yeah. So we like the sleep number beds, but the ones that are side by right, so you can I can elevate mine. She sleeps like practically on the ground, but
Sure.
You like to be at a 45-degree angle?
I'm at a due north. Yeah.
He has to sleep.
I only sleep
due north.
Yeah, I sleep due north.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, bathroom, but without the door, like just wide open.
Really?
He likes he calls it a breezeway.
But he likes the nightlight. He likes the nightlight.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's just it.
He likes the nightlight, baby.
Yeah.
Captain Philip Restisher, is there a message? I feel like I asked you this before. Do you want me to keep asking you at the end of these programs if you want to convey a message?
I feel like at the end of the program, you can ask me whatever question you want, and I will answer it from now on.
Will you give us a message of positivity, please?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you pushed play on this, right?
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And there is a link of friendship and camaraderie with this podcast.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. Matt would never come over to my house if I didn't do this podcast.
Absolutely not.
You would never come over to my house if I didn't do this podcast. We would have never met Dee Dee, Lori. I've already met Conrad before you started listening, but Conrad, Travis, and Chris from the UK.
Mm-hmm. Thomas Kingston, the man of mystery.
Yeah. Jeff Body Butter.
Yeah, Jeff Simpson, Body Butter.
This show, as ridiculous as it is at times, everyone can find a common friendship, kinship that you might be lacking in your life. Listen to Couch Pilots.
Nothing more positive than that. This pilot may have been rough. Oh my goodness. I'm covered in glass.
I love a good sound drop. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay. Well, since
I've done this.
Did you just... Awesome! No. Did you just drag this out another 5 minutes?
Ooh, yeah!
Cut that horse shit.
When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut!
I'm bringing an extension cord next time. There's no way you're ever touching that again.
Sorry, no speak English.
This pilot is rough. But it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See you now.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
I'm just going to turn this down. Carl, welcome to the show.
How's it going, Blake?
It's going pretty good. Do you mind if I come swim in your pool?
No. The Moonanites were the ones who swam in my pool last time. And someone wrote on my... they were bragging about some new moon record. And, a new moon record, it's pretty cute. Maybe they'd be a good person to ask who wrote The Moon Rules, #1... on my car with a key. See you now.